Okay, welcome back to another episode of the Tundra Cast. So today I got with me, Rossi, Shay, and Siakam. And we are going to be talking about the Islanders and so I'm going to enjoy this so much.
Oh yeah, same.
This is gonna be so fun.
All right, so I guess we can start off the aisles with the news that broke today. I know Siakam's happy about this because he was in his fantasy and he kept saying every day, "You better effing sign or I'll hate you forever." um, and that's Matthew Barzell. It's a 3-year contract at $7 million AAV. Yeah, what's everyone's thoughts on that? What's everyone's thoughts on the contract?
See, that was what I was expecting.
Yeah, that's what it's worth. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely hate the contract.
but
Yeah, it's not bad at all, but I think the big thing to talk about is everything that surrounds Barzal.
Yeah.
but yeah, we will get to the fact
We're
about that
definitely
part.
gonna get to that.
But yeah,
I hate
sorry about that, Siakam. But Barzal started off wanting $10 million, and I don't know, man. I don't know.
He wants Eichel money.
Imagine asking for Eichel money. Just imagine.
hmm
I mean, to
Oh,
be fair, the bar is set kind of low to get paid, considering Anders Lee has is making 7, and then Nick Leddy's making 5.5. So why
Yeah.
isn't he worth 10?
But we will
Especially
get
on
to
the
that.
Islanders.
We will definitely get to that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm waiting for because that's what I have the most notes on.
But
yeah. I mean,
yeah,
I
go.
don't like the Barzell contract. Is one of those contracts where the Islanders lost on both money and term.
Yeah.
And you're gonna say, "Oh, 7 mil per for a guy like Matthew Barzell." That's not a bad term at all. It kind of is because his qualifying offer is going to be 8.4. When he is going to be 1.4 million above what he's making right now, which is 7. It's going to be 8.4. So at his floor, he's going to make 8.4 in his last year of RFA if he accepts the qualifying offer, right? And that's assuming he keeps doing what he's currently doing, right? The issue is it's a 3-year deal, which means he's got 4 years of RFA left, which means that when his deal ends, it's going to be one last year of RFA.
Yeah.
If Barzell wants to get paid, he is going to get paid by New York. New York has lost all leverage they had before for the next contract extension with Matthew Barzell, because what happens is if they don't give him 11 mil, which let's say he wants 11 mil, and the Islanders aren't willing to give him a 6-year deal worth $11 million, guess what he's going to do?
Hold out.
He's going to go to arbitration. He's going to hold out. He's going to go to arbitration, right? They're going to go to arbitration, and the league's going to say, you only deserve 8.
9.5. Let's say 9.5.
Just say 9.5, right? Barzell goes, fine, right? You know why? Because the arbitration is only 1 year. It's only a 1-year deal. He plays that 1 year, he hits unrestricted free agency, and the Isles lose him for nothing.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're the Isles, you either handicap your cap space by overpaying for a good first-line center. He's a first-line center. I'm not going to doubt that. He's a phenomenal talent, right? He's not worth McDavid or Matthews or Eichel money, right? He's not.
No. He's not even worth Drysdale money, and Drysdale gets paid 8.5.
Yeah, he's in no world should Matthew Barzell ever get more than 9 mil.
Yeah.
Right, and that's if he hits unrestricted free agency.
And
But because of how badly the Islanders have handled this, right, he's gonna get paid. And the Islanders are going to get stuck with another John Tavares situation where they're going to watch their franchise center leave in free agency for absolutely nothing.
And Barzell's going to go to Vancouver, then they're going to start. Then they're going to start the chance. We don't need you.
Yeah. And you know what, Barzal, if he gets paid $9.5 million at some point and he's still producing at this level, I would not take that because it's honestly not that great.
He hasn't been the same since his rookie year.
And you know what?
And
he played his rookie year with John Tavares. You know, and we know that John Tavares elevates every single player he plays with. But and since that, really not that good. Really not that good.
I will say this: how the New York Islanders are a much more defensive team than other teams, so I don't think he's expected to be like a 90-something point player. I think what he does is fine, but I think he does need a bit more production.
I don't expect him to be a 90-point player, but at least hit 70.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
70 consistently.
Yeah,
I get that, but I just think like the Islanders are set up so defensively that they don't really
Right.
like they want
Um,
him to hit 70, but it's not a big deal if he doesn't.
but at
That's
the
what I
but
think.
you look at market value. You look at market value. Pierre-Luc Dubois, who's had playoff success, who's performed well in the playoffs for the Jackets since he started his career, while Barzell played absolutely abysmal for Tampa Bay against Tampa Bay this past playoff run, right? And Dubois got two by 5, 2 years, 5 mil, right? And obviously Dubois wants to trade out, right? But Barzell is not as good as Dubois. Both of those guys post similar numbers, and Dubois has shown he can succeed in the playoffs, and he can be that two-way guy. Barzell hasn't done that.
Well,
Barzell
I think
the offense, right? And he's getting an extra year of security, so much leverage for his next contract extension, and he's getting paid $2 million more per year than Dubois is.
I think the big thing is I think Dubois signed that deal just to get traded
Oh yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
because that
Yeah,
kind
no
of
doubt.
cap
He's
hit
gone.
really helps his
He's
trade
gone.
value. So I think
And-
that's why he took it.
And just on Dubois itself, I think it. I mean, this is a different topic altogether, but I just want to say if the Jackets know Dubois won't sell for the next 2 years, you try to win the cup.
Yeah,
On-
Yeah.
You try to go all in and win the cup.
yeah.
Yeah.
That could ruin them for like 5-6 years.
I mean,
but
if-
honestly,
Kind of did with the Matthew Shane trades when they traded those first round picks, right? If they
Yeah.
kept,
Yeah.
if they kept those picks and traded Bobrovsky and Panair instead and got assets back, the Jackets could be a powerhouse. You never know.
yeah. I'd like to get on the whole Islanders team
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
because
There
I
is
think that's
not-
going to be a lot more interesting.
There's not
Yeah.
one good contract on that team. I'm sorry.
actually, there is one in my opinion. That's
Beauvillier.
Okay.
Beauvillier is on a good contract because he's on his rookie deal.
Okay. Well, yeah, obviously, but Pulak's a decent contract, but
That's a good contract.
other than that, there's not Leo Komarov, Andrew Ladd. I'm sorry, none of those players are worth even close to what they're being paid. And
and here's another contract. They're paying Scott Mayfield, a guy who's barely an NHLer, at 5 years at $1.5 million. Like he's random. They gave Ross Johnson like what, a 4-year deal at $900K? Like what kind of deal is
950, I
that?
think,
What kind of
Well,
deal is that?
here's what's worrying about the Islanders. Their big guy they need to sign is Matthew Barzal. His contract is going to expire in 2023, 2024. Yeah, you'll have guys like Clutterbuck, Cizikas, Komarov, all like a lot of these guys gone. Like, of course the $5.5 million Andrew Ladd contract, which how? But the thing is you still have Anders Lee, who's getting paid 7 he has a no trade clause.
yep.
Yeah.
Then there's
Same thing
Brock Nelson.
with Brock Nelson, 6.
Pajot.
Eberly,
Pajot,
5.5.
Oh, Pageau's a bad contract.
Yeah, Pajot, Eberle.
So much term.
Yeah,
It's so much term.
Pajot, Eberle, Nelson, and Anders Lee.
The clauses is what's gonna screw the Islanders, not the cap space, but the clauses, because
And-
they are not gonna be able to move a lot of these guys.
Hold on.
Yeah, Bailey's gone. Bailey's gone at some point. You already know.
Komarov has wait, when did Komarov have a no trade clause?
Oh, Lou. Oh my God, man.
I mean,
Komarov has a no trade clause. He has a
Yeah, and there's also
Pellich. They gotta sign Pellich soon. Who's
Yeah.
Oh
like
yeah,
top
I was
pair.
gonna get a lot. He's gonna get like 5 mil.
exactly, and he deserves it. And the thing is, they're signing Matt Martin to 4-year deals at $1.5 million. This guy's not gonna be playing in 4 years. I guarantee it.
I don't know what is happening, but all I can say is that what the Isles remind me of is if instead of, because we look at a team that's in cap hell right now, it's Tampa Bay.
Oh yeah.
Tampa Bay's screwed.
Next year, yeah. I don't know how they're
next
gonna
year they're screwed. But at least Tampa Bay, knowing that they'll have to go through a couple years of horrendous, terror, like being really bad. Like, face it, Tampa Bay is already almost like they're already over $10 million over the max cap right now, and that's with $9.5 million cap hit Nikita Kucherov not being counted.
Oh, really? I
Yeah,
don't.
they're over 10 million of that above that without Kucherov being counted.
Are we talking about next year or this year? Because right now they're fine.
I'm talking about like total, like next year, and next year they're over the cap
Oh,
hit.
next year. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
fine this year, but yeah, next year.
they're way too over by next year, and it like Tampa Bay is gonna go through a very tough time. I think
But you
it,
know what?
they
They won
they
their cup. They
yeah,
won their
they
cup.
got their cup. They signed smart people. They did what they needed to do. They got their cup. They're gonna have to go through a couple years of bad, maybe basement dwelling if it does end up blowing up in their face, but at least they got their cup. With the Isles, they didn't, and I don't think they will. Not with all these clauses, not with all these terms, not with the kind of cap hits, and not with the kind of signings.
The I think one really important distinction that we have to make between the Islanders and the Lightning is that the Lightning gave a lot of term and a lot of money, yes, but they gave it to very good players like
Yep.
Stamkos, Kucherov, Hedman, McDonough, Braden Point, right? Andre Palat, right? You can look at that team, and the only bad contracts are the Gord, Johnson, and Killorn contracts.
Yep.
But even then, Gord is very serviceable. And if you're gonna and if you look at their cap situation, if they can find a way to get rid of those three guys, I mean, Killorn's gone. Johnson and Gord will probably not be able to be moved. But if you move Killorn, that's 4.45. You'll probably have to give up some assets to get rid of him, right? But like at least with Tampa, when they paid their guys, they paid good players for the most, like very good players for the most
I
part.
mean, yeah, you have like Tyler Johnson, and
But
Yeah,
he
they
was
have,
good.
there's
He
some
used to be good.
outliers,
He
but
used to
yeah,
be
they
good.
got three. They got three bad contracts, right? Like,
yeah. I
but
mean,
those three bad contracts are the same as basically the entire Islanders middle
Yeah.
that's the problem with the Islanders. I'm gonna say this right now. I like the Islanders. I personally do like them. Um, I mean, yeah, I'm a very biased Homer Preds fan. I'll admit that right now. I hate every team in the Central because of that. But but legitimately, like the Islanders are gonna screw themselves because they have Anders Lee to 7. They have all these guys like right now. Their cap hit when Matthew Barzell's contract is up, their forward cap hit's gonna be right as of right now 28.5 million, and that's if they don't re-sign anybody.
Yeah. And there's also the issue with the fact that are any of these players good enough to get them the cup? Because, like, they get let go of John Tavares, who is, you can say whatever you want about him. He's a perennial player in this league, and he carried the Islanders. Um, is Matthew Barzal going to be able to do that? I don't know, man, because he hasn't so far. And
Um,
it's just a matter of time, really, that they're going to have to start just realizing
What's
that.
even scarier is not only is the New York Islanders kind of falling into this hole, but it's that everybody in their division is coming. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people in their division are coming up.
Yep.
yeah.
They're literally being sucked into this hole, and even look at the players that they have to re-sign soon, like Sorokin, and they got so many people they have to re-sign soon, and they need to find a way to get Barzell to stay, because Barzell, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this. Barzell is the heart and soul of that team's on ice product.
Oh, there's no question about that. There's absolutely
Because
no
Yeah,
question.
no,
Barry
anyone
Trotz,
can disagree with
Barry
that.
Trotz makes that team go round, but Matthew Barzell is what gave a lot of Isles fans hope again. Because when John Tavares left, that was their golden boy leaving, and they kind of got hope again because they have Barzell. But if Barzell is gone, that's a big part in not only point production and production itself, but that also has to do with a lot of the fans. Like, it's a lot of the fans, like, heart and soul, because he is what brought them hope again.
And yeah, and you know what? If Sorokin gets over 5 million, this team's done, right?
Oh yeah.
There's
It's
absolutely
not
no
even
question about it.
It's not
Even
even Sorokin.
Sorokin.
Look at Beauvillier. Look at Beauvillier. And he's going to be he's gonna have a contract that's coming up. And if you look at the most likely offer that he's going to get, like in terms of market value, just look at a guy like Kasperi Kapanen, right? Very comparable, except Beauvillier is playing in the top 6 for the Isles. He's going to want at least $4 million on his next deal if he plays well this season.
Beauvillier is going to be a restricted free agent, and so like at minimum he'll be getting paid about like 3.5.
He's getting 4 because Kapanen got 4.
Yeah, he's going to get
Well,
4.
Kapanen did,
But
right?
what's even scarier is let's say Sorokin dominates this year. Let's say he's Vezina caliber, kind of like what Leonard did with the Islanders, where he just came in and dominated. He's gonna want some money, and that's dangerous to the Islanders.
And Lou's gonna give him that.
Yep, Lou's gonna give it to him. There's no question about it.
Whether or not it's deserved, how much he's gonna get paid, like if he does perform how people think he's gonna perform, he'll deserve more than 5. Or around 5, because Leonard got 5, right?
Well, if I don't think Sorokin's gonna be anywhere near Leonard.
Well, Leonard's also been in the league like for a long time. Sorokin's gonna come off as a rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. But I think he's gonna get around 5, and even whether or not that's a good deal, no matter what, he's gonna get paid around 5, and that's gonna hurt them.
Yeah, you know what? If he does get paid 5, it's gonna hurt them.
Yeah, especially with Varlamov, and something that's even worse about Semyon Varlamov is
no
not
trade
only
clause.
he has a no trade clause. He's 32 and he's at a 5 mil cap hit.
Yeah.
What?
Hold up. Speaking about Sorokin, why is he on a $2 million deal if this is his rookie year? Who gets a rookie $2 million?
This is such a good question. It's a good question.
$2 million.
It's a good question.
I never question any move that Lou does because he gave Nikita Zaitsev $4.5 million for 6 years.
But to be fair, Zadora's rookie year was actually pretty half decent.
Zaitsev.
I mean,
Zaitsev's career. Yeah, his rookie year was amazing.
Yeah.
For
Like,
a rookie defenseman, 40 points is pretty good.
1 year sample size in the NHL.
There
A 6-year extension at Morgan Riley money. Okay.
There are
36
some
points though. 36 points in your rookie year. I mean,
Yeah,
to be fair,
but 6 years.
okay.
6 years is tough.
When it comes to like some GMs, you can look at them and be like, and you can be like, okay, that's a bit questionable, but the GM knows what he's doing, obviously, right? Like, okay, so here's a bit of a thing. David Poyle for us, right? I know I'm gonna sound like a homer. He's statistically, factually, the winningest GM ever.
Yeah.
In NHL history, he brought Nashville. All of their success is on him. He built the team from the. He built the team. He got Forsberg for Latta and Irat. Yeah, he got Forsberg for Latta and Irat. So when he makes a questionable decision like Duchesne, I give him a bit of slack, because you know what? He's why we're here, and at least Duchesne doesn't have a no trade clause.
Oh yeah.
And also, he wrapped up Roman Josi for an amazing deal. Only $9 million. A no movement clause, $9 million. He's our best player.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Meanwhile, Doughty's at an $11 million cap hit.
Yep.
Which is just amazing. LA. I know my Kings fans family watches this podcast. All I gotta say is Doughty is obviously way better than Josi somehow. Definitely deserved that Norris. Carlson didn't get screwed at all. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no question.
But anyways, like back to the Islanders. Like Lou Lamoriello doesn't even have the kind of tenure that someone like Poyle does. Like, how are you gonna say how are you not like? As I said with like Poyle, he's got the tenure. Obviously when he makes like a questionable decision, it eventually works out. Like, questionable decision, signing Weber, like for that much. Well,
Oh yeah.
it worked out.
It
He's
did.
not on our team anymore. He's gone.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's one thing that Dubas had to do his whole in his first like 2 years. He was dealing with the mistakes that Lou made, and
Yeah,
it hurt his own rep
it
because everyone thinks that Dubas is
it's
a garbage
legit
GM.
scary because you look at like a GM like Poyle or like some of these other GMs, and they have legitimate tenure to where you can look at them and be like, yeah, that's one questionable trade or one questionable signing, but what they're proof of. Lamoriello hasn't shown me, or I don't think anybody, that he is deserving of a GM position or even
Okay,
smart enough to hold it.
and on that, how the hell does he get GM of the year?
Yeah, that is one crazy thing we didn't even talk about. This guy is the GM of the year. This is a standard that people are supposed to work up to.
Pain.
Oh my god.
Pain.
Oh
Why
my
he's a
god.
genius? I'm telling you, the only good thing that Lou did was bring in Barry Trotz.
Yep. And I mean, he did
I
that with
would say this.
Babcock too.
Another good thing he did was he gave Robin Leonard a shot.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll say
Fair
this.
enough. Fair enough.
I'm a big homer towards Robin Leonard. I'm inspired by him as someone who lives around people with bipolar and someone who might have bipolar myself. He's a big inspiration for not only people with bipolar but also like people with mental illnesses. He's a big
Yeah.
inspiration,
Yep.
and he's
Yeah.
a legit goal. He's a legit top 5 goalie in the
Oh.
league.
Yep,
Oh, for sure.
for sure.
Yeah.
And you know what?
And
Lou does that. He kind of has that bit of thing where he brings in the top coaches. He did it with Babcock and Serrano. Then he brought in Anderson, who no one knew was going to be this good, and he ended up being this good.
Well, I mean,
I
Anderson in Anaheim was actually pretty half decent.
Well, I mean,
I
he
had-
was still a fringe starter. He comes here and starts being like top 15, top 10 goalie in the league.
Right.
I got made fun of a lot because the second Robin Leonard was drafted, I said this guy's going to be a top 5 goalie. All through Ottawa and all through Buffalo, everybody was like, "Are you still sure about that?" And I said, without faltering ever, he's going to be a top 5 goalie. And it came at a later date than I thought, but he is a top 5 goalie now, and that's something good Lamoriello did. But then the second Leonard leaves, I get they don't re-sign him because they had Sorokin coming. He signs Varlamov to a no trade clause at a $5 million deal. You look at the year Leonard had with the Islanders. Leonard was amazing. He was honestly probably the true Vezina winner of that year. And he was without a shadow of a doubt the biggest fan favorite and the heart and soul of that year for them. He was so huge. And so yeah, I get not re-signing him because you have Sorokin coming, but why do you sign Varlamov to a no trade clause at $5 million cap hit?
Yep. You know what? We have been going for 1.5 hours now, so I feel like we got to start wrapping it up. But any last words from anyone?
A lot of that 1.5 hours will be cut out because it's my computer dying.
Well, I gotta eat, man. I'm hungry.
Yeah. So
Alright.
Yeah, I haven't eaten dinner yet either.
So,
Islanders
yeah.
are embarrassing, bro.
but yeah, they are embarrassing. Anyone else got anything else to say before we end it?
I do. Just one thing.
Barzal, come to Toronto.
Oh God.
Just one thing. We all expect the Islanders to make the playoffs this upcoming year just because of Barry Trotz, but it wouldn't surprise me in a couple years that this team just falls apart because all the back contracts. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I am not the biggest fan of Noah Dobson and Oliver Wahlstrom.
Neither am I.
And the fact that they're already 20 and they don't really have a legit spot in this roster is kind of worrisome.
I'll do my final wrap ups last.
So yeah, I just think the Islanders in a couple years might be completely screwed, and they could be in the same situation that like they were back in 2017, 2018.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna say that you're gonna really want Tavares. You're gonna really realize that you kind of do need him.
Yeah, you do need him. They need him. And that's not just us being Leafs fans.
I'll
All
say
I'm saying, okay, Isles fans, is: would you rather have Anders Lee at 7 mil or Tavares at 10? That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
I want to say, because of the news that happened earlier today, I think the last thing that should be said on this podcast is, have a good retirement, Corey Crawford.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
were
yeah.
a legit legend. As a Predators fan, it was always, you are what made that rivalry so big. It was Pekka Rinne, Crawford battling,
Oh yeah.
and I'm sad as a Predators fan to see him retire. But the concussions, as someone who had to retire because of concussions myself, it really tolls up on you and adds up. And retiring because of concussions is the worst feeling in the world. And I just got to say, I wish you and your family the best of luck. I'm happy that I hope that you have a good time with your kids and your family, and you're a legend and have a good retirement.
Yep. Happy
Yeah,
retirement, Corey
for
Crawford.
sure. For sure.
Yeah.
You'll be missed.
You're the backbone of the two Stanley Cups actually in Chicago. You were an elite goalie this past decade. I was excited to see what you can do in New Jersey with Blackwood, but obviously health comes first. And yeah, best of luck to you, Crow.
All right. So I think that's going to end it here. It's been a while since we
Yep.
posted, but you
Bit
are
rusty.
yeah, a bit rusty, but
Yeah,
you know what?
really good.
We're going to be coming back a lot stronger. We got a lot of things planned for you this year, and here's to hoping that 2021 is a lot better than last year was.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you very much for listening, and from all of us at the Tundra Cast, have a good day.